And we need time machines in all of these areas that we just talked about, so that we can see the future. And if we could see the future and we can predict the future, then we have a better chance of making that future the best version of it. And that's the reason why scientists want to predict the future. That's the reason why we try to predict the future in everything that we try to design, so that we can optimize for the best version.
So if someone is watching this and maybe they came into this video knowing that NVIDIA is an incredibly important company, but not fully understanding why or how it might affect their life, and they're now hopefully better understanding a big shift that we've gone through over the last few decades in computing, this very exciting, very sort of strange moment that we're in right now where we're sort of on the precipice of so many different things. If they would like to be able to look into the future a little bit, how would you advise them to prepare or to think about this moment that they're in personally with respect to how these tools are actually going to affect them?
Well, there are several ways to reason about the future that we're creating. One way to reason about it is suppose the work that you do continues to be important, but the effort by which you do it went from being a week long to almost instantaneous. That the effort of drudgery basically goes to zero. What is the implication of that? This is very similar to what would change if all of a sudden we had highways in this country, and that kind of happened. In the last industrial revolution, all of a sudden we have interstate highways. And when you have interstate highways, what happens? Well, suburbs start to be created, and all of a sudden, distribution of goods from east to west is no longer a concern, and all of a sudden gas stations start cropping up on highways, and fast food restaurants show up, and so on. Some motels show up because people, traveling across the state, across the country, just wanted to stay somewhere for a few hours or overnight. And so all of a sudden new economies and new capabilities, new economies. What would happen if video conference made it possible for us to see each other without having to travel anymore? That all of a sudden it's actually okay to work further away from home and from work and live further away. And so you ask yourself kind of these questions. What would happen if I have a software programmer with me all the time, and whatever it is I can dream up, the software programmer could write for me? What would that do? What would happen if I just had a seed of an idea and I rough it out, and all of a sudden a prototype of a production was put in front of me, and how would that change my life, and how would that change my opportunity, and what does it free me to be able to do, and so on and so forth. And so I think that the next decade, intelligence, not for everything, but for some things, would basically become superhuman. And so I can tell you exactly what that feels like.